Okay, my name is Eli Hendricks, and I'll be talking to you today about copyright, a little bit of background on it, and a little bit of history of how copyright came to be. What is copyright? According to Richards, copyright is laws that are there to govern your work. Copyright does not protect ideas or property that can be physically touched. You have more online stuff like poetry and stuff that you put in your own words is more than likely copyright, not more as inventions where that's different. Some of the laws of copyright, according to our textbook, Media Law and Ethics by Moore, Murray, Farrell, and Yoon, the U.S. Constitution protects a multitude of intellectual creations and ideas, such as photographs, books, poetry, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that you pretty much pour your heart out into, and it's your own words. That stuff is mostly why that's, under the definition of copyright, is because people can take that and change it, manipulate it to sound like something else. Why was copyright created? According to Baldwin, in the 18th and 19th century, America went from a copyright opponent to an intellectual property policeman due to the fact that authors deserve strong rights. People's work was being taken and reused, and people were getting credit for it. So this is how copyright started, and ever since then, it has grown and grown to become more firm, and it's taken way more seriously now. How copyright laws have changed. So in the beginning, copyright, there was a law passed as limited time. And what that meant was, there was a certain amount of time after publication where that author's work was not, let's just say it was more put out so the public could use it. And in the 19th century, the piece of work was safe up to about 28 years after publication. Then 20th century came, and they bumped it up to where 56 years after publication is when they lost credit. As of 1998, there was a law was passed to protect the author's work until the author died, and then 70 years after that. So ever since then, that's how it's been, and I think it's great. So this was a case dealing with copyright. Bliston actually worked for a lithographing company called Currier, and Donaldson Lithographing Company was one of their biggest rivals. So what happened was Bliston, who worked for Currier Lithographing Company, was hired to take pictures and make posters, of the performance of the circus that he was hired to do, take pictures for him, whatnot. The guy who hired him, his name was Wallace, and what had happened was they actually ran out of posters, and instead of buying new posters, Wallace decided to contact Donaldson Lithographing Company after hiring Currier, asking them if they could take some of the recent posters that Currier made and duplicate them, which we know is copyright. And what happened was Bliston found out and tried to sue Donaldson Lithographing Company. And what happened was the court ruled in favor of Donaldson because they said that it wasn't. They said that the work that they had done was more of advertisement and wasn't not eligible for copyright protection, the posters. So here are my references, and to conclude, copyright is a big thing, especially in school, because you have so many people that like to steal other people's work and take credit for it. And ever since copyright began, it has proceeded to grow and grow and be more strict and stern. And I think it'll keep going in the same path